On May 12, 1968, near the Q-Chi Tunnel Complex in Tainan Province, a U.S. platoon was on routine patrol in the dense jungle. As the unit moved carefully along a narrow path, Specialist 4 Michael Thompson from Columbus, Ohio, stepped into a hidden pit. The ground gave way, revealing a cluster of sharpened bamboo stakes, known as punji sticks, that shot upward and immediately impaled him, inflicting severe injuries. In the wider theater of the Vietnam War, the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese Army faced an overwhelming technological advantage held by U.S. forces. Unable to match the firepower of artillery, jets, and armored vehicles in direct confrontations, they turned to asymmetric warfare. Booby traps became their low-cost, high-impact solution. Simple devices fashioned from bamboo, nails, and scavenged ammunition transformed the natural terrain into a sprawling minefield. One of the primary weapons used was the punji stick trap. These traps were constructed from sharpened bamboo stakes, often crudely made and sometimes smeared with biological toxins, such as feces or plant extracts to induce severe infections. Hidden in shallow, camouflaged pits along well-traveled paths, these traps were designed to maim rather than immediately kill. A wounded soldier, crippled by deep puncture wounds and left vulnerable to infection, would require urgent medical evacuation and a long recovery period. This depletion of combat strength, combined with a growing sense of dread, forced soldiers to slow their pace and probe the ground with sticks or bayonets before taking each step, ever aware of the unseen enemy lurking beneath the foliage. Another cruel device was the cartridge trap. In this trap, a live small arms cartridge was wedged into a bamboo tube or hollowed piece of wood, with a nail positioned just beneath its tip. When a soldier's boot pressed down, the cartridge was forced against the nail, which acted as a makeshift firing pin. The immediate result was a discharge that blasted into the foot at point-blank range. On June 15, 1970, during a reconnaissance mission in the dense jungles of Quang Ngai Province, a patrol from the 101st Airborne Division encountered this menace. Private First Class James Jimmy Anderson, while navigating a muddy trail softened by recent rains, inadvertently activated the trap. The sudden violent explosion mangled his foot, leaving him with a devastating injury that required multiple surgeries and abruptly ended his active duty. The simplicity of the cartridge trap, crafted from readily available materials like spent ammunition and bamboo, made it an ever-present and nearly undetectable danger that forced U.S. soldiers to constantly question every step. While punji sticks and cartridge traps attacked from beneath, bamboo whip traps struck from the side. These devices transformed a long, flexible bamboo pole into a spring-loaded weapon by bending it and securing it under tension with a tripwire. When the wire was disturbed, the bamboo snapped forward like a whip, striking its target with remarkable speed and force. In September 1971, during a night patrol in the hills of Quang Ngai, Sergeant Robert Bob Jenkins of the American Division experienced this threat firsthand. As his unit advanced along a narrow jungle trail under the cover of darkness, a hidden tripwire released an 8-foot bamboo pole that whipped out unexpectedly. The force of the impact inflicted severe lacerations, fractured ribs, and a punctured lung, forcing an immediate halt to the patrol and an urgent evacuation to a field hospital. In the tangled, uneven terrain of Vietnam's highlands, where foliage and shadows merged seamlessly, this trap served as a chilling reminder of how the natural environment had been turned into a deadly weapon. The cumulative impact of these booby traps on U.S. forces was profound. Beyond the physical injuries, which often led to amputations, prolonged hospital stays, or the premature end of a soldier's tour, the psychological toll was immense. Every patrol became a high-stakes journey, with soldiers forced to continuously scan the ground and underbrush for concealed dangers. In some cases, booby traps were responsible for up to 11% of U.S. fatalities and as many as 17% of all combat wounds during the conflict. In response, the U.S. military had to rapidly adapt. Engineers were deployed with specialized equipment to detect mines and improvised explosive devices, while units developed new tactics for moving cautiously through known trap-laden areas. Soldiers learned to use long poles to probe the ground ahead and even trained in the use of canine units to sniff out concealed explosives. Thanks for watching.